All right. So my name's Sarah Reeder, and I'm a student at Metro State University in Denver. And I know you as Shannon. Is it okay if I call, or Shannon Beck? Is it okay if I call you Shannon?
Yes.
Yes. So the purpose of the interview today is just to get to know you a little bit. This is initial interview, and then we're going to talk about maybe some challenges that you're facing.
And we only have 10 minutes?
And yeah. So this meeting today is just going to be about 10 minutes of getting to know you.
Okay.
So what I'm going to be doing is just listening and reviewing over what you're saying. And then if you have any questions at any point, let me know.
Okay.
So where we're going to start is about you and where'd you grow up?
I'm originally from Merrimack, New Hampshire. It's about an hour north of Boston. So I'm considered a damn Yankee being down in Nashville, but luckily don't have the scathing accent to mark me as that. And I lived there for 23 years.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So after you lived there, what'd you do?
Oh gosh, I moved to Nashville when I was 23. I made the decision to pursue music. When I graduated college, I didn't really have anything keeping me up in New England because my older sister, went through the ROTC program and was commissioned in the Army. And at the time, she was at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, just an hour north of Nashville. So when I graduated college, I had personal contacts in various music cities like Boston, Manhattan, or LA, but was about to start paying my student loans and absolutely could not afford any of those cities. Did not know anybody in Nashville, but since my sister was stationed over in Iraq when I graduated, having her back in the States, I wanted to be as close to her as I could. So I decided to, I got a harebrained idea to move to Nashville and to pursue music.
So what did you get your degree in?
I got my degree in social thought and the political economy. I transferred. I started with a music degree, but I was so uncertain about my life path, age 19, and a voice teacher is trying to get me to have a certain life path, and I was so confused. So I transferred to University of Massachusetts Amherst to just have a broad focus, and I did a lot of political science and economics classes, and that kind of spoke to my analytical side. My creative side has always been present and thriving with music in my life, so I felt like that kind of just made me more of a complete person. But it was actually in pursuing a general degree, not music at all, that I missed music enough to make the crazy decision to leave everything I knew and move down here.
So when you finished your degree, were you intending on working in your degree, or were you then focused on already working in the music industry?
Wow. I would say that my degree has I made the joke that it was a degree in worldliness and consciousness. I used to be so creative that I would go straight to the comics reading the paper growing up. And so there was a conversation where she said, she was talking about Gorbachev, and I said, "Who's Gorbachev?" And so she made me read the entire front page of a paper before I could go to the comics or the entertainment section. I don't know why I just remember that, except that, I don't know, I think my degree really gave me some contextual information that, I don't know, make me more well-spoken as a musician, just more worldly, understanding that there are non-musicians out there. Sometimes our passions just make us so focused and so conceited or self-righteous. I was blown away with my degree of how much I didn't know.
Yeah.
And so I think it taught me just how much I didn't know and made me more of a lifelong learner, which is always positive when you're trying to find things to write about in the music industry.
Right.
So I would say I use my degree every single day. Did
Yeah.
I even have hopes of finding a job in that field? No.
Yeah.
No, I was a bartender.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, that's what I pretty much was a bartender for a long time when I moved down here.
So today we're talking about a challenge that's presented to you currently, and what would that be?
Well, I'm back bartending again. After years of having a full-time job, taking hiatus from music. I was a little disheartened when I moved here just of how political the industry is. And I was really young. So I don't know if I had the self-confidence to maintain that path. And then my family moved away. My sister, who was just an hour away,
Right.
one of the motivators of me moving
With
here.
the military.
Exactly. She moved with her husband up to South Dakota so he could get his doctoral in pharmacy.
Right.
And I think not having family with you just makes it excruciating.
The support system.
Oh, yeah. Support system is so important. They've since moved back to Nashville. He's doing his residency at Vanderbilt. And over this last year, I can't even tell you how formidable it's been having her nearby. That's when I've made the most serious life decisions as an adult. And to speak to your question, I quit my full-time job as a salesperson. I was a liquor rep for a wonderful company in Nashville called Littman Brothers. Quit in December, and now I'm bartending again so that I could pursue music. The support system has been amazing, but the time management of having a 100% commission job for a number of years, having to manage personal relationships. If I didn't manage those personal relationships, the commissions just wouldn't come. All those things really taught me how to have more discipline as a musician now, because my schedule is exactly what I make it to be. And that's really
Right
kind of
now?
scary. Oh, yeah.
Right.
It gives me a little bit of anxiety to, wake up and make the decision to plan my life 2 weeks out, 2 months out, 2 years out,
Right.
or just 2 hours.
Right.
And for a lot of the musicians I work with, they work on like a 2-hour or a 2-week model, 2 hours to 2 weeks, and it makes it a little bit frustrating to project long term where I want to go, what I do. And I'm only 3 months into managing that, and it's just been difficult.
So it's really challenging time management because you've gone from a completely opposite 9-to-5 job to now you're working in the bar, bartending, all nights, and then also having gigs. So it's a completely different.
Oh yeah, structure to non-structure, and it's everything that I make it. And we're up till 4 o'clock in the morning serving people. And while I love how social the job is,
It's grueling.
It's grueling, physically and socially, because you're just giving so much to. Oh, I guess I'm back in a commission-based job, but
Right.
It's
Much
little
different.
popularity contests, 30-second interactions.
Yeah.
And that takes a lot out of you. And so, and also I'm in the process of training for a half marathon.
Right.
And that's kind of been a place for me to stay even keeled, especially in the music industry and alcohol industry. I can't, have the kind of life that I used to and get up and run 6 miles.
So my question is as far as, I guess, what are your goals? And
biggest goal right now that's on my plate is be healthy and well to get to my half marathon a month from yesterday. And keeping a baseline of that in my schedule, everything else kind of works its way out because I'm a little bit too new in pursuing music full-time again to know what my schedule's going to look like.
right.
I might have some opportunities to go on the road. I'm starting to beg my sister to consider being my personal assistant when I
That'd
do
be
go on
great.
the road to manage my calendar.
What is it that your sister does now?
She right now is head assistant to the beer division of the company that I was working for, Littman Brothers. I got her a job there in the company as one of the head assistants, and she's doing great there, but she's about to plan a family,
Oh, right.
and she and Terry are buying a home within the next
Right.
month. And so I'm just putting the bug in her ear I realize now, I'm glad I've had the courage to make some of these big decisions, but quite honestly, I can't do it all on my own.
Yeah.
And so the process of surrendering and figuring out, okay, I have some ability, but I don't have every ability to manage my life. I'm really excited to throw something to her, or I don't know, maybe I'll find an intern that wants to get into the industry.
Do you think that's something she'd be interested in and to quit her full-time career as well?
Yeah, if she wanted to be a mother, she, like most married adults where one goes back to college, she was the breadwinner ever since both of them left the Army. And she's been working gung ho for years, and so the idea of a respite for her to be a mother and a homemaker, even though she's been an executive assistant to major firms, she's on the National Speakers Association. I mean, she's a highly accomplished Captain War veteran. She has so many skills, but I think she wants to just relax and focus on family.
Right.
And I have a hard time submitting trust.
Yeah.
And especially when it comes to my career, because it's so personal.
Right.
So I'm really praying that she examines that idea, and hopefully,
that'd be awesome.
Over the summer, maybe something like that could happen.
Right.
So my goal is really just to find some consistency in my life, and of pursuing music and managing these impossible schedules that you have. You know, as a student, and a working student, avid working student, where we're working till 4 a.m. So.
So we've discussed your challenges as being time management.
Yeah.
And it brings on a little bit of anxiety sometimes of not necessarily knowing what's going to happen and stuff like that. So I guess goals as far as accomplishing these challenges and overcoming these challenges, what do you have in mind? What do you think? I guess time management is something that you said that would alleviate a lot of this anxiety and fear of not knowing the future.
Yeah, exactly. Well said. I really think I just need to rely on people that have a specific skill set to assist me so that I can maintain a creative lifestyle. So when I get bogged down in the details, I don't have the ability to perform up to standard and to write up to a standard that I expect. So I don't know, as we've had this conversation, I think I've just kind of had a little epiphany of I really need to seek other people out that would have some advice for me on how to manage my time better. I do think I'm good at it, but I know I'm not the best.
Right.
And actually landing some of those out-of-town traveling gigs for me would be a benchmark of success, because that would mean that I'm hired for something specific, that I've arrived, so to speak, in the music industry. And I could probably move forward from there being a little bit more confident, I hope.
Great. Yeah. So I think we've kind of come to the end of the meeting at this point. Is there any questions? Do you have any questions for me? Is there anything else you want to talk about today? Or
well, those were great questions. It's nice to have an epiphany in a conversation. Thank you.
So next time we'll be talking about planning out, I guess, the solutions to our challenges.
I'll keep that in mind.
All right.
Hey, thanks, Sarah.
Thanks.